In 1937, Joseph Kennedy was appointed ambassador to Great Britain by President Roosevelt. Ambassador Kennedy took John, then a sophomore, and Joe Jr. to England with him. In his first race against 9 other candidates, the Kennedy magic worked. At the age of 29, with the help of his family and college friends, John F. Kennedy won his first election. But Kennedy put on a blistering campaign which took him to every city and town in the state. His drive produced a major political upset.
Bobby, my brother Bobby, who managed the campaign, perhaps he could give us some idea, more up to date, of what the final figures were.
Well, I think that from what we got up to about 20 minutes ago, that you were winning by about 70,000. There's about 100,000 more votes would come in. I think that plurality would remain.
That's out of about 2,250,000.
Yeah. So I think that's just about 5% of the vote.
Good, fine. Well, I guess you're glad it's over, aren't you, Bobby?
I am, Jack.
Okay.
Senator John Kennedy became Washington's most eligible bachelor. He renewed a romance with socialite Jacqueline Bouvier that had begun in 1951. In September 1953, they were married at St. Mary's Church in Newport, Rhode Island. 600 guests attended the wedding, which was consecrated by Archbishop Cushing of Boston and blessed by the Pope. A crowd of 3,000 fought for a glimpse of the glamorous newlyweds. More than 1,200 leaders of society and politics attended the reception for the young couple at the 300-acre estate of the bride's mother and stepfather. While recuperating from 2 perilous operations, he wrote a book, Profiles in Courage, which became a bestseller and Pulitzer Prize winner.
I would be very happy to have our legal counsel here, our legislative representative here, assisting me in spending as much time as necessary to acquaint the American people with the fact that this is a strike-breaking, union-busting bill, in my opinion.
Mr. Harper, this bill is not a strike-breaking, union-busting bill. You're the best argument I know for it. Your testimony here this afternoon, your complete indifference to the fact that numerous people who hold responsible positions in your union come before this committee and take the Fifth Amendment because an honest answer might tend to incriminate them. Your complete indifference to it, I think, makes this bill essential.
4 times he and Nixon met on the nation's television screens. Nixon had begun the debates as much the better known of the 2 men. He was the vice president. He seemed more mature, more experienced. But the television debates dissipated this impression. Kennedy appeared the equal of the vice president, and this represented a tremendous gain for him. Once again, Kennedy had met his opposition face to face, and once again, he had won.
It was a grueling, hard-fought campaign in which Kennedy tirelessly brought his vision of a new frontier in government to the people of America. Election night, Hyannisport. John Kennedy had won.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
JFK's prestige and popularity grew. It ended suddenly in Dallas, in the rapid bursts of an assassin's rifle. Kennedy was dead. Figures of the world came to pay tribute and to mourn. An era begun in hope had ended in tragedy.